Hi, this is Darlene Brushwood, and this is something I put together about Captain Phil Harris. I call it Even Now Through My Eyes. It has been nearly a year since you've been gone, and even now you are still in my thoughts, heart, and soul, and still in my dreams. It's a simple thing, really. A man who brought a world of people together by being himself and being real. Often said of being brash, coarse, determined, full of charisma, stressed, hilarious, outgoing, tantalizing, sexy, and so many other things that it would take hours to explain. He has touched the lives of so many, and he still does. I have seen this firsthand as I watched and got hooked on Deadliest Catch and was so mesmerized by him that I kept watching mainly to find out what antics he may be up to this week. But I also watched because of how he and his sons got along, how the love for them just poured out of his heart. You could see it in his smiles, and even when he was so irritated with them, he could have punched a hole in the wall. But even in those instances, you could just see and feel it. I'm not a computer nerd, but I've frequented many fan sites and even his own personal chats to find thousands of other people just like me who span the world over. Thanks to Phil, I have made friends from New Zealand to Washington and who knows where else just because of whom he was. He was at the first Commercial Fishermen's Festival back in 2009, and I'm sure that would have been a blast. I was fortunate enough to go to the last one in Astoria, Oregon in September 2010, and I met a lot of people that I met through Phil's places. There were more than 15 of us women who are Phil's Phillies and Harris Hotties that joined together because of Phil. Nearly 2,900 miles of travel for me, but I was so fortunate to meet all of these people and then some. It was partly due to Phil, Josh, and Jake, and the rest of the DC gang that helped me pull through a life-saving experience. December 7th, 2009, I had to have a liver transplant due to liver cancer that was unknown to me. But afterwards, when I finally figured out what had happened to me and I was coherent enough, I started asking about TV shows. The only thing that I wanted to watch was Deadliest Catch and old westerns like John Wayne and those guys. I thought about when Phil had the blood clot that went through his lungs and he fought back so hard to get back on the boat and be with his kids and be there for his crew. It was that determination that helped me, and the fact that my kids are about the same age as Joshua and Jacob. I can really identify with Phil, and maybe that's a big part of why I feel like they are my family. I wish that I would have had the chance to know him. I think he and I could have been friends, although be it long-distance friendship. I did get to meet Josh, Jake, Jonathan, Larry, and more, and they are so down to earth and so real. These normal people, just like you and I, are so dear to my heart. I know they lost a father and a true friend, and I so wish the very best for all of them. He will always be remembered and stay in my heart forever. Thank you, Phil, for the memories of years past and years to come. This comes from my heart with much love. Now I have some words of remembrance. We thought of you with love today, but that is nothing new. We thought about you yesterday and days before that too. We think of you in silence. We often speak your name. Now all we have is memories and your picture in a frame. Your memory is our keepsake with which we'll never part. God has you in his keeping. We have you in our heart. Another is, I feel a warmth around me like your presence is so near. and I closed my eyes to visualize your face when you were here. I endure the times we spent together, and they are locked inside my heart. For as long as I have those memories, we will never be apart. Even though we can speak no more, your voice is always there, because every night before I sleep, I have you in my prayer. Thank you. Thank you so much, Phil.